All right. Let's talk about drugs first. How they
Can we
The
get
hell of a
everybody
drug.
first and foremost? Can we get everybody to state their name one time?
Mr.
Yep,
Wells.
Sean.
Willie? Who else we got?
You got Ryan here, fam.
You got Mr. Wells.
Stephanie.
and Terry.
Thank you for introducing me, Terry.
And then we
Hell yeah.
and it's Stephanie.
Yes, I'm sorry. Hello.
They call her Heffany.
Lord, here we go. Now we're about to get on you.
All right, kick it off. Both.
Hey, let me start this by saying this. Let's not be afraid to talk about white people just because I'm on here, y'all.
Oh, that's the least thing anybody worried about. Trust me.
Hey,
look, listen.
That goes in the culture.
I'm biracial.
It goes in
I'm
the culture
biracial.
with what I was talking about for Father's Day, though. Remember? I was saying I'm not celebrating no man-made holiday, especially not by a white man. And I'll be damned if I ever celebrate Thanksgiving again since I find out what the white people really do. Like, all they do is steal from people. Ain't nothing ever been theirs.
They call your holiday hell day.
Okay.
They call your holiday hell day.
There you go. That's a new one.
Man, you better start hashing these motherfuckers or something.
All right, shit. Well, I guess I kick it off, man. I guess we can go on mental health first. You know what I mean, and the effects of mental health on the community in general. How y'all feel about it? Let's talk
They
about
not doing enough.
bipolar.
Well, I'll put it like this, just with the black community all together, man, like, it's a stigma with that shit. Like you go get help, you get stigmatized, and basically everybody like, it's something wrong with you because you went and got help.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, not getting help is what really is wrong. If you getting the help, then why is it a negative connotation behind it?
But you know what? For years though, in the black people though, there was no such thing as help with mental health.
Exactly.
It was no what do you call it, diagnosis and stuff like that. So this is something fairly new.
Regardless of what you get diagnosed with, doctors really don't even know how to treat it, so they're giving you a cocktail of medication to try to balance you out. I had a friend that was schizophrenic, man. They tried so many different drugs on him. A lot of the time, people don't even want to take the drugs because how it's making them
Up
feel.
even worse.
Right, it's making them worse.
Like my mother.
Or they become zombies, my nigga. Zombies.
Because you can't be born bipolar and schizophrenic. My mother did she was born bipolar and she did so many drugs. And then when they started putting her on medication, it made her ass schizophrenic. Now she really fucked up. And I'd be like, I don't even be wanting to deal with her, but it's like, damn, that's my mama. But at the same time, like, I can't even do it. Like, I be telling her, you need to smoke weed. You be chemically balanced that way. Like, all the medications, man-made. We don't know what the fuck is in them half the damn time.
Side effects.
Makes it worse.
They treat you for one thing, and then next you know, you end up with something else.
No, you creating something else. Yeah,
That's
I agree.
You went in there for depression and come out with all other types of stuff. So.
Right. And look. And if you pay attention to the commercials, low key, half of the side effects be way worse than what the fuck they treating you for.
Oh my God, yes.
Say that.
Like, you can hear that shit. When they be saying that shit, you can hear it.
Cat Williams was talking about this shit in that one stand-up he had. He was talking about how when you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, the infomercials get to you and shit like that, and then how them be fucked up. Like, they have way more side effects than what the fuck is actually wrong with you. You fuck around and go horn or something. That shit fucked up.
He was like, yeah, I got that too. Shit.
Yep.
We all got all that shit. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I want to say
it ain't right.
The main problem with this shit is everybody want to deem what's normal. I don't believe in normal because something is normal for me. It don't make it normal for none of y'all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Y'all might wake up.
Absolutely.
You wake up every morning and drink coffee. That's normal. If I wake up every morning and drink Mountain Dew, you like, what the hell wrong with this nigga?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or like my
The way of caffeine though.
Yeah.
It's all a drug. It's all a drug at the end of the day, bro.
Yes,
Right.
Caffeine,
I feel like
coffee
caffeine's
in
a
the morning,
drug.
all of that.
It is
If
a
you can
drug.
get if you get addicted to it, it's a
Weed
drug.
if it
Do
causes
we consider
withdrawals.
weed a drug?
Yeah, weed is a drug. You can get
Weed is a
addicted
drug.
to it.
Look. A
Weed.
drug is defined by a
Sorry.
mind-altering substance, bro. Like,
Correct.
Yeah.
all this shit is drugs. Like, even some of your food is drugs. People don't want to talk about that, though.
Aphrodisiac.
Your body produces
Wait,
drugs too.
food is a drug?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, yeah.
Oysters
depends on the-
is a drug.
depends on the person.
Hey,
It
I'm
depends on
addicted
the
to
person.
this liquor right here. That's my
That's
addiction.
the number one selling drug there is, and it's legal.
Yep.
Yep.
Nah, like they said, they just want to, they don't want you to take your drugs. They want you to take their drugs.
Exactly.
Hey, if it's legal, it's cool to smoke or sell
Yeah.
or drink, as long as it's legal.
With
Yeah,
marijuana,
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
originally it was only 4 strands of marijuana, but they done modified it so much now, man, to where, you know, folks are smoking that shit, hooked on it like it's crack, to be honest.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got so
But
many.
at least, hey, look, at least it's way less side effects, though, my nigga, shit.
For you,
smoke weed.
I mean, that's
I
for
smoke
you.
weed and
Happy, horny, sleepy, and not necessarily in that order.
But the thing about it is like, even before, because I got kidney cancer, you know what I'm saying? And they was trying to give me Percocets and morphine pills for the pain, and I'm like, I don't want none of that shit. Like, literally, I don't want none of it. I'd rather smoke a blunt and take a fucking nap. So I don't use it as a high or a getaway. It's more so for my pain, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not about to take them fucking pills. It's not going to happen.
Well, a lot of people
you
smoke weed for pain too, so it helps.
Well, that's what she said. That's what she said, right. But one thing that reminded me of, it was a Chris Rock special where he was like, basically like, the drug they want you to take is a drug that they control. They don't want you to smoke weed because, you know, they can't control this shit. We could grow our own weed, you know, and it's like...
Cocaine and heroin started off as a drug that they was using. They used heroin as like an anesthesiatic to do surgery on people.
Opium. Yeah. Well, shit, man, they use
Cover
opium
up
for
wounds and
everything,
stuff.
dog.
They sure do.
I mean, if you
They
look
use
at
that
it,
shit for everything.
anybody that's on an opioid is taking heroin. Motherfuckers that like to drink food, that's a synthetic heroin.
Exactly.
And the government knew what the fuck they was doing when they did that shit. Let's get everybody hooked on these motherfucking pills, so that way when they can't get a hold of these pills no more, they can go out in the streets and get that $5 bag of that raw. Like, that shit is ridiculous.
And
They knew what the fuck they was doing.
And then that bag is actually coming from the CIA. Like the Reagan administration actually balanced their budget off of selling that shit.
Actually,
So it's like...
they funded the whole war off of that. They funded actually literally a war.
Iran-Contra, all that shit.
Iran-Contra, they got guns and everything.
They gonna fund the war off the dispensaries.
You said what now?
Yeah, see that?
They gonna fund the war off the dispensaries, bro. That's why they giving them. That's why they giving them.
Not funny, 'cause it's
That's
true.
why they giving them access to the banks now. You feel me? They giving the dispensary access to the banks, bro.
No, yeah, they legitimizing it, my brother. They legitimize it.
Yep.
It makes it okay. It makes they saying okay.
Well, it makes it,
man,
people think
money.
it's
They're
okay.
making motherfucking money off that shit. Why not?
Hey, let's try to talk one at a time so we ain't all talking over.
Talk about black folks make you look small.
What about education about drugs? Educating your children about drugs.
That is key. That's definitely key. That's part of breaking the cycle too. Keeping the education.
Instead of them learning from the streets, you know.
Exactly.
Well, it's just like, you know, everything else, sex, drug, whatever. Like the more knowledge a person has, the less the I don't know, temptation or whatever is. You know what I mean? So yeah, education is the key.
I think it's worse nowadays with social media. You could just tap on anything and see it anywhere versus when we was all younger, we had to wait till BET Uncut came on to see somebody swiping the card through somebody's ass. Like, come on now.
That
You
was a
had to go
heyday
to the
though.
store.
Hey,
That's
Tip
fact.
drill. Tip drill. That's a
Tip
tip
drill,
drill.
yeah.
drill.
That's my
Yeah,
shit.
I got you. Yeah.
hey, it's funny, right? When I went off the church stuff,
Oh
right on.
man.
Yeah. They had a Creflo Dollar or
Creflo
somebody on there
Dollar.
right after.
Right after you didn't
The
see
church
the
shit
mass, they
still
take
come
you to
on
church.
though, just on Sundays.
Can I get a count on how many of y'all smoke marijuana?
Yeah, I do.
I do.
I do.
I may or I may not.
Okay, right. Allegedly.
He
But
on the
anyway,
clock.
I wanted to ask.
That's Mr. Wells talking, man. You better go ahead, dog.
I wanted to ask this question though.
I don't.
How many of y'all smoking for mental purposes, or how many of y'all smoking from just addiction? You know what I mean? And if you smoking it, what's your reason for smoking?
I heard that it helps
But mine's
people
not
wind
mental.
down.
Man, I just like to get high. I don't really believe in all that. I just like to get high, dog. I'm just be honest with you, bro. Like yeah, there
It's
might be
relaxing,
some
man.
positive side effects to it, but I just like to get high. Go ahead, T.
Okay.
It's
So let's say
relaxing and it makes you calm when you have a fucked up day.
Right. So say you having a bad day at work and you thinking in your head, like, I can't wait to get home and smoke a blunt. You know what I mean? Because in some way, using that to help stimulate your mind because of the mental shit that you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Facts, yeah.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I smoke it.
That's coping mechanism. That's a
Yeah,
coping
it's a coping
mechanism.
mechanism.
Yes, it is a coping mechanism. You're exactly right.
It's no different from a cigarette.
Exactly.
I think it's less dangerous though.
Well, it could be, it could not be. See, I don't really believe in all that either. Really.
No. See, because look, when somebody get high, we go to 7-Eleven or Kroger and might spend $30 on taquitos and donuts for no motherfucking reason, or buy 5 boxes of syrup. But people who get drunk be killing people and getting into accidents all the time, be shooting people in the bar and shit like that. So weed is definitely not on the same level as anything else.
You gotta
Like,
look at that.
Well, I say
People
it's
who
all
smoke marijuana, some of them have, driving impaired, vision impaired. It depends on the person and how it affects you and what type of weed you take.
True.
Because I've seen people do some crazy stuff off just smoking. Terry, you
Shit,
can
I've seen
be
motherfuckers do
my
crazy
guest with
shit.
that one.
Just period. Without being high or anything. I just seen
Yeah.
niggas do crazy
I'm
shit.
gonna need that
Shit, I'll be
backstory.
honest.
Nah, she talking about our cousin, man. He was so high he couldn't even function. Like you wave your hand in his face, he couldn't even see you waving your hand in his face.
oh my God.
Damn, that was some good shit.
He was just
What kind
out
of
of
weed is
mind.
that?
That's
That
not
nigga
good.
smoked mushrooms.
Right, where did they get that from?
I was thinking that shit was laced or something.
Hey, where that shit at? That's what I would
Talk about that was mushrooms. Hell no.
That's the same way with the heroin addict. If somebody OD off that pack, all of the fiends like, who got that shit? We want that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like, is you trying to die?
No, but look, that's the thing though. That's the difference right there. A motherfucker heroin addict, they trying to die low key. If you want to be like it's like a what they call that? It's like a suicide type shit. You know what I mean? Like
Lethal injection.
Niggas smoke weed. They're not thinking about dying and nothing like that. They're not thinking about escaping their life. They just want to escape the moment. They want to escape the moment. A motherfucker shooting up.
Speak for everybody that's smoking weed, because some people who's taking that shit, contemplating suicide, they might be calming them down from actually going out there.
But they not gonna smoke enough weed to die, my nigga. It's people that's shooting enough heroin to die, dog. Like it's a kind of.
So you think it's a suicidal thing, or what about them chasing that first high that they got? You don't think it's along them lines, maybe?
I think it's chasing the high, period.
No, that's part of it,
Never gonna
absolutely.
get
But
that
I'm
same
saying
first
like,
high though.
you chasing a dragon forever. You're chasing a dragon forever. But what I'm saying is that like a motherfucker would, okay, for instance, if I knew this little piece of this blunt I'm about to light up, if I knew it was gonna kill me, I'm not gonna smoke it. It's motherfuckers out here knowing that the heroin got fentanyl and all this other shit, and they still shooting the shit up anyway, dog. Like, to me, that's the real difference. You know, everybody do what they do, and I don't judge nobody, but that's the real difference to me. You know what I mean? So.
Okay.
Coming
Yeah,
from a
'cause-
person who don't smoke like that, I think either way is slowly killing you. It still
Yeah,
affects your lung and your respiratory
absolutely.
system.
if you want to take it back to biblically speaking, we ain't supposed to take nothing inhale no type of smoke in general. So you know, marijuana was really used like it's supposed to be ate or smoked down and turned into an oil or something like that. Like people use
Right.
joints and stuff like that. It's a difference.
No,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Okay, so for the two people that we got in the chat right now, they got physical ailments and y'all taking drugs. Can y'all name the drugs that y'all taking,
Get
how
your
it
big
makes
ass
you
home.
feel, and how that's weighing on your mental?
John, you want to go ahead and shoot?
Oh, say that again. My bad. I was interrupted.
Okay, so you want to name the drugs that you taking for your kidney failure and how it's making you feel?
Man, I take so many shit. I take like 20 different pills.
God damn, boy.
20 different pills.
How that's affecting your mental on a day-to-day basis?
Shit, my mental fucked up. It really. Like y'all got me on the phone right now. Normally I'm asleep. I sleep sun up, sun down. Then I'm up all night, just smoking.
Draining your energy, or you just want to sleep to get away from dealing with the world?
Just want to sleep, just to get away. Because I can't work no more. You know, I went from working every day, all day, to just
all day
doing nothing.
Damn.
Go to
John I could vouch for that. He had a great, he worked. That guy worked. Period. 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever.
Yeah. Now I go to dialysis 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 4 hours a day. And that's a job all in itself.
I was about to say, mentally, you still working.
Right, but at least you working for yourself and working to live, my nigga. So that's a different, you know, you gotta do that. That's the work you can't take off. You feel me? So
right.
Yeah, you can't miss a beat, man.
But what people fail to realize is when you sitting there on that machine and you watching your own blood leave your body and be circulated in and out and stuff like that, and you have nothing but time to fucking think, you really start to think about, like he said, he was working 3 jobs ahead of time, and he, you know, you think about where you were prior to this, and then you get thinking about why and those kind of things, and that's what people fail to realize. A lot of cancer patients, we die because our mental is just as fucked up as our physical. And the first thing the doctor told me was, if you need a therapist, you go get you one. You know what I'm saying? Because the minute your mental goes down with your physical, it's over with. It's no coming back.
You can't fight no more. You can't fight no more
people
at
don't
that
understand
point.
that. Like,
it
and
sounds
I'm like right along with him. I'm taking 11 pills still to this day. My body doesn't produce enough. We produce citrate in our body, which automatically produces your kidney from preventing stones and other things from coming in.
Right.
My body does not produce nowhere near enough of that. So I have to take potassium citrate pills for the rest of my life on top of the cancer medication, because if not, I could die, because I only have one kidney right now. To avoid dialysis, they took out my whole right kidney. So it's like, and then it's like, my thing is about it, you giving me Percocets for pain, but that's metabolized through my kidney that I don't fucking have. I feel like the doctors are trying to kill me. That's another reason I'm not about to take that shit. I'm gonna smoke my blunt, and like he said, take me a nap for sleep for the whole day, because by that point, my mental and my physical is completely drained. Like,
so would y'all say that y'all feel like y'all are fighting depression and anxiety as well?
Yeah,
absolutely.
More so
Who doesn't?
depressed.
But who doesn't though?
Well, I think we all do on a daily basis, but when you're dealing with something that's a physical ailment and how that's weighing on your mind, that might be a little bit deeper of a depression.
Oh, it is. It's absolutely. It's levels to the shit. But I'm saying in general though.
Yeah. We all deal with depression. That's a fact. But if you look at what's going on in the world today and how we dealing with it, how we trying to raise our kids up in it, you can't help but be depressed because the world is so damn sad.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though.
Yeah.
Because all of us are just about in the same generation. We are raising our children for a world that does not exist anymore. That's the problem, because I was trying to figure out, where am I going wrong as a parent? It's not us. It's the generation, and they don't live in our world anymore.
Well,
they don't understand what it's like.
Hey, baby girl, you want to be technical? We was raised for a world that doesn't exist anymore. If you want, you know what I mean?
And then our parents was raised in that type of world that didn't exist anymore. So
right, that's true.
But one thing,
we all going through different stages of life.
One thing that still reign true is what everybody on here, and I don't even know all of y'all that well, but I can still say that y'all are good human beings. Y'all still got them same morals and values that have been passed down from throughout generations.
Definitely.
That's how we fucking surviving right now. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. A lot of bad things happen when you don't have good morals and values. When you piss poorly, a lot of bad things happen that way.
You
So,
right, bro.
Forgive me, y'all. They about to get started with the fucking fireworks over here on some asshole shit. Like,
that's you sure this? Damn. Gunshots.
We all good.
no,
We
that
know
ain't no
fireworks,
gunshot.
baby.
Trust
We
me,
straight. We know
they just let a whole clip go over here a couple days ago. They did the newscast right in front of my fucking house. That's fireworks. Them fireworks.
We all know what's up. I ain't even really hear it low key.
Okay.
Like, were y'all expecting things to stay the same as far as generation wise? I feel like everybody's so shocked that it's a change and stuff is growing, stuff is becoming different things. Technology is exploring, people are more curious. I feel like
you said something that was really key. I expected change technology-wise.
Me too.
Never in a million years would I expect a whole package deal.
Yup.
With everything else.
Oh yeah, but we just went through a whole package deal. If you want to be,
that's what I'm talking about. I never expected that technology. That's great.
We still going through it. I mean, when I was in elementary school, I thought that 2000 we were gonna be living like the Jetsons. To an extent, we got some technology, but the technology is it really hurting us or helping us?
Hurting us.
It's hurting us.
It's always both. It's always both.
It's both.
Bro,
Yeah,
because the police ain't getting no dumber either.
Because if terrorists wanted to be smart, they could do what's called the EPM, knock out all our technology, and motherfuckers would be standing here like, where's north, where's south and west? Do they even know what longitude is? Like, what the fuck?
You right on point with that, and you know that has already happened. You know that that's what the blackout in 2003 was about. People not talking about that. You talk about the electromagnetic pulse or whatever.
Yeah.
And, that's we have encountered those attacks already, bro.
If you look at it, we under a biological attack. If you think about it, with the Rona.
Oh, I know we are.
Look how
Bill Gates. Bill fucking Gates. I don't mean to yell at
physically.
y'all, but Bill Gates got a lot to do with this shit. Because it's just so funny how you was all in the fucking technology and shit like that, computers and Microsoft and all that shit. And then
somebody said that last week
talk
too.
about fucking viruses and then the corona.
I think I think it's bigger. Like, like he could be like, I see where you're going with that because I thought the same thing. But I think it's so much bigger than that. It's crazy. Like, I think this whole shit is genocide, bro.
It's legal murder. That's all the fuck they do. Like 9/11, that wasn't no terrorist attack. If you look at the way that building was made, there's no way it came down the way it did.
I ain't gonna go that far. But what I would say though is that I'm saying that this whole COVID, whatever the fuck is going on right now, it's genocide. It's what it is. It's genocide.
Real quick.
Go ahead, Dubin.
Yeah, I know in developing vaccines, it's gonna be casualties, right?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, motherfuckers don't die.
Hey, did you see what Bill Gates? Now this is
that's where I was headed with that. That's where I was headed with that. But go ahead.
You see what his wife said, right? You see that shit, right?
Yeah.
See, dude, his wife was like, black people got to get the vaccine first. And that's what I'm saying in the beginning, like, this is genocide, bro. As soon as all this shit popped off in China, the first thing they did was start distancing themselves from Africans and sending Africans out the country. Yeah, and all that type of shit. It's a reason for that. Because it was designed to attack us.
Experiment. When they was injecting the
modern day Tuskegee experiment. Yep. Exactly.
The government is corrupted.
This is what I'm saying with it though. With them doing the social distancing and everybody got to wear a mask, think about how that's affecting the whole world mental. Because now people are more afraid of other human beings than they ever been in their life.
Well, mentally viewing that, it does something.
I am. I definitely am. I'm one of them. Fuck it. I'll say it. Because I feel like it's designed to kill me. So therefore, why the fuck wouldn't I be? See, that the motherfuckers that don't understand that shit, them the motherfuckers I don't understand. I'm sorry. Why wouldn't
Because
I
some
be?
people not looking at it in the same direction you are.
Right.
Some people don't live like that.
Oh,
You
yeah,
gotta think about all the people that went out and bought Lysol and stuff, house supplies that you should have been had on deck in your house.
Yeah, they
But
ordered
all
sanitizer,
soap was
vinegar.
all there. Like, what the fuck? The whole soap aisle was there. Like,
I had people coming to tell me, like, the toilet paper is going to be extinct.
If it didn't do nothing.
Exactly.
First of all, you can look on the back of toilet paper and see it's made from Philadelphia, Kentucky. Like, come on now.
No, they just hoarded
the thing is, all the motherfuckers that was running and getting that shit didn't realize to be clean until that moment.
Well, this what I was gonna say to that is mindset on hygiene. It's a lot of dirty motherfuckers walking around, but since motherfuckers scared of that Rona, they starting to wash their ass in their hands.
Well, I'm saying, why toilet paper though? Why toilet paper?
Well, it's weird to me too.
They probably wasn't wiping their ass before, man.
That toilet paper thing was a systematic thing. That was just
for the money.
The government.
It was all about the money.
Pushing it out there on social media. It was a systematic design to see who was gonna follow, who was gonna jump.
I think the toilet paper situation was they figured it was from China and shit. We wasn't gonna get no more.
Well, here go the thing.
We manufacture toilet paper here in the United States.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
Hey, look, I read some shit about that, what you just said, Terry. I did read some shit just like that. And it wasn't quite exactly like that, but they were saying the little cardboard pieces that's in the middle of the toilet paper, they were like, they would say toilet paper is manufactured everywhere. But I did read something that said the little, you know, that thing, that being the toilet paper, they said we was gonna have a shortage of it.
But do we really need those? Because if you think about it, if you take 2 fingers,
I don't need it. I'm a hood nigga. I don't need none of that shit.
Right.
Nigga, I'm figuring out how to wipe my ass. Shit.
We don't need China.
Well, like, you know, us black people will wipe our ass, then shower after. So it's like, you know.
Right. Man, I'll figure out a way. I don't need no little.
Ain't nobody walking around itching.
Right. Ain't nobody walking around half-assed.
Be like, what the fuck?
At this point, like, I wouldn't even be worried about toilet paper. That's the least of my problems. Like,
I'll figure it out.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like, I'll figure it out.
Safety. That's not a survival kit.
What's going on with the people that hoard all the food from the grocery stores and then
chill.
Fast food line
because they didn't think we were gonna have
that's what
I'm scared, okay?
Like, niggas was like, oh shit.
Nah, look. Like, niggas hoarding the food. I get that shit. That's some shit I can understand. Oh yeah, that's some shit I can understand. I'm hoarding the food too, motherfucker.
But then they threw fast food lines though, like they ain't got no food.
I ain't talking about no fast food, bro. I'm down. Look, I ain't talking about no fast food, my nigga.
Listen, because I even said something about that too. When the pandemic hit, and I'm like, damn, everybody going to get food, but everybody's still going to fast food restaurants. You got to think about it. Exactly. What about all the nurses and the doctors that was literally working 12 to 16-hour shifts and only had a couple hours off, don't have time to go home and cook a meal? What about all the essential workers that didn't have the fucking time? Because I even thought that was stupid. Fast food is not essential. If anything,
that's what us fast food motherfuckers was here for. Take care of them nurses.
Oh yeah, y'all. Look, fast food motherfuckers is absolutely essential. Super essential, nigga.
I ain't gonna lie, they were so stuck and worried about us getting sick. People was coming through the drive-through with their mask and stuff on, but getting the food we get. You gonna still catch it? I mean,
right?
Stupid. I should be scared.
Right, I'm more scared of you motherfuckers. Shit, I was more scared of them. And Dooley, remember we used to talk about that shit.
Yeah, I got in that window. I was like, oh man, I feel your pain. Like, oh shit, I got kids.
No, I was like, no, I'm more scared of these motherfuckers than anybody else.
When they pull up and they roll their window down, all that shit is festering. And as soon as that window comes out, all that stuff is blowing in your face.
Yeah, because at that time, shit, we didn't know
told you, remember?
What?
It's been airborne.
And then my thing is,
it's definitely airborne.
Yeah, they said they've been around.
Video on how they do the testing. My thing is if you gonna stick a cotton swab up my nose to get shit out of my nose, Why am I sucking in? I should be blowing the fuck out.
Yeah, I can.
Oh no,
I can be blowing.
that's a hella long Q-tip.
Nah, it's something to that. They trying to touch the membrane. And the membrane is like back
it goes
here.
way deeper.
They giving it to you.
When you sneeze, it tightens up your membrane.
Yeah, they giving it to you. That's why they want to go so far up your nose.
Yep.
Yeah. It's something like that. I don't know exactly. I'm no doctor.
Because it may be. I ain't saying I'm 100% sure on it. Like your nostrils may be attached to like your respiratory system some type of way.
It is.
It's
attached to your sinus. It's attached
so that
to
you
your
will
sinus.
automatically breathe it in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why they're going there.
Yeah.
I seen this video from this nurse in New York, and she said, and I haven't seen her video since, and her Facebook got deleted, but she was saying that they're killing people out there. Yeah. That they are literally killing people with malpractice by, like, they know you sick, they just gonna say fuck you at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Especially if you black. And
that's how they said they were doing it in New York.
She worked in Brooklyn.
Yeah, New York.
Especially if you black. Especially if you black. They'll look at a nigga and be like, oh, it's nothing we could do, whatever.
Right.
And then do everything they can. That's how it's part of the genocide. See, that's what I was saying at the beginning.
In the hospital that really had too much to live for, they was trying that shit on them too.
Hey, Schoolie made a song about that genocide. He actually talked about that.
It's a genocide, my nigga. Trust me.
Yeah, Schoolie made a song about that. He talked about that in his music, bro. I swear to God, he did. That's why he made that song. He said they minimize us in our mind, bro. Real talk. Genocide.
What was you saying?
My wife worked at the hospital, and she was saying like some of them older people just coming up dead. They don't know why, and she thinks that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
My aunt
just setting them niggas to the side, T.
Hey,
just setting them to the side.
What's the time we looking at?
I bet they would.
Hey, hold on. Let me hear, Dooley, what the time is?
Looking at a good 15 minutes, solid.
15 in and we got 15 left.
15 left. We could do a little more though.
Can we talk about
race coaching? What's your next one?
Perfect.
Talk about race coaching.
Which ties into drugs. Because the culture, rape culture actually says it, like they blame the victim and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. And then
I'm gonna keep it 100. You know, I done chill with plenty of chicks, you know, and got them high, you know what I'm saying, on some weed and drank with them, you know, in hopes of fucking. But I ain't never got nobody inebriated to the point where they can't consent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. You scared me for a minute. I was like, I'm gonna get off this motherfucker.
Like, oh, snap.
No, man. Yeah, ain't none of that bullshit going on. I'm just saying though, like you, Rick Ross talked about it in his song.
I would never think about raping it.
Perfect example.
I don't even understand. Look, that's what I'm saying. What I don't understand is that I don't understand how a motherfucker can get to the point where they want to rape somebody. Like it's just not. I just don't.
It's a mental sick. You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it because it's mental. It's a mental illness.
Yeah, you know, it ain't even a mental illness. Look at it like this: if you can understand, rape somebody, you know what I mean? It ain't
something has to be wrong with you.
It ain't for you to understand, but it's a lot of dudes that sit around and do this shit. You know, even with dudes that's raping out here without having drugs involved, it's a control thing with a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Which is something mentally wrong. I stand by that.
It's a stigma. It's like a light bulb that comes on in their head when the action is when a girl is laid out or can't, you know, cooperate or consciously not speaking to you in the way that
mentally wrong. Period. If that light bulb goes off, something is wrong with you.
I got a story for y'all, right?
Some men can't perform unless they taking the booty.
Yep.
And there's something mentally wrong with you.
Let me tell y'all this story real quick though, right? So it was this dude agreed to have his wife do a flick with him, and he let his best friend film it. And halfway through them doing what they was doing, the wife kept saying stop, but he wouldn't stop until he finished. And she ended up suing him, and that tape was evident.
Exactly.
That's rape.
So I mean, even with you being married, you know what I mean. Just because you married don't mean that your
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. I thought that was bullshit the first time I heard it. You know, that's what Donald, you know, they was saying that about Donald Trump. Like, he had a famous case in the early 90s talking about, you know, Marla Trump or whatever, and it was like, he was saying you can't physically rape your wife. Like, that's like court law right now.
Yeah.
And it's
But he was
because of
white
that
though.
case. Yeah, no, but look, it's because of that case though. And like, you know, it's called case law. And
I heard about that. I heard about that.
yeah, but I'm like what will make? I don't get it, man. If anybody tell me, I don't care if I'm married to the girl now, she say no, fine, I'll go and just, well, you know,
True that.
I feel like that.
She don't want to. I'm gonna cut the TV off and go back on that old end. But you know, the thing about it is like, okay, biblically speaking, the Bible would tell you that you're not supposed to deny your significant other. Doing that will cause them to sin. But at the same time, if your significant other don't want it, they don't want it. It's time. You know,
hey man, no means
you
no.
baby. You on your own at that point. You on your own at that point, my nigga. You're on your own.
You should just go watch a flick, handle yourself, and
yeah, you're on your own at that point.
But no is a powerful word, man. I promise you.
So what?
And no means no. So
what if they don't say no?
No means yes, Abdul.
What if they don't say no, but they
I've seen a lot of fall. I've seen a lot of people fall.
Hold on. I hear you, Stephanie. You talk about like if a motherfucker is like they can't, like they not in the position to say no, like they too fucked up or whatever, right?
And that's a no. That's a no right there. If they in a position to respond, that's a no.
Yeah, that's it. You on your own at that point.
But I gotta say this
though. You on your own, man.
I gotta say this though. All this stuff was going on, but didn't nobody mention R. Kelly walking around with a duffel bag full of VHS sex with underage girls.
I mean, but you know.
Hey man, we can't do that.
Man, I ain't going there, bro. Dooley, I'm gonna let that go, bro.
Because like that's going into Pizzagate and the whole pedophile ring.
Don't go there, man. Some of them girls got
hey, Ricky Wells, you talking about Epstein and all that shit. When you get all that, I'm just like, you know.
My bad, y'all. I had a phone call, but I was trying to say something before that phone call came in. I didn't mean to cut you off, boo. But I was raped when I was 13 by a 19-year-old Arabic man. And do you know what the fuck he had the nerve to tell the judge in court? He said he could take whoever he wants.
That's how they feel.
Like,
yeah, that's how they talk. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like after that happened, I felt like, damn, if you could rape me and take my innocence, like I was a little kid. Like, I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm fucking small. You feel me? When I was 13, oh yeah, when I was 13, I didn't have no fucking titties. I didn't have shit. So it was like, are you into little boys? Like, I don't even, it brought my mind to like, why did you even, were you attracted to me? You know what I'm saying? Like that, it didn't make no fucking sense. So afterward, I was mentally fucked up. I tried to kill myself and everything. And then I started acting out. I went to juvenile. And that's when I got my first pap smear. And the doctor asked me, because they could tell the difference between consensual sex and rape. And they asked me, like, have you been sexually active? And I said no, and I kept lying. And they were like, look, we could tell you, you know what I'm saying, you were assaulted. So since I was already locked up in Wayne County Juvenile Detention Facility, they went ahead and pressed charges against him. But the reason I didn't say anything was because I felt like he could kill me. And he used to threaten me too, like, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy part about it is
that's normally what happened too. They threatened.
He went to Dearborn High.
That's some sick motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
He was friends with a couple of my friends, and my friends was fucking him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if he thought because my friends was easy, I was about to be easy, but it wasn't even nothing like that. So it was, and I kept the clothes and everything. And I, like I said, I ended up getting his ass locked the fuck up because that's not something, I don't understand how people could do that. Like, how could you, let alone rape an adult but a child? Like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, they got straight mental illness.
It's more to it than the sex. Yeah, I get that part. It's more to it than the sex, but still, man. Like,
it's like they get adrenaline out of that shit, man. Just take
if you want to get adrenaline out of something, take your ass bungee jumping or skydiving.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's what you do for adrenaline.
I'll go to see the point, motherfucker. Shit.
There you go.
Listen though, They call it rape culture for a reason because it's so normalized in today's society to the point where we got rappers talking about date rape. You know what I mean? And why is this deemed something that should be okay when it's not?
They popped a perk.
Right. I was just about to say that.
And it's part of the drug.
Hey, the nigga said, what the nigga say? Pop the Molly. She didn't know what happened or some shit. The nigga
said.
He was talking about Bill Cosby.
I took her home and enjoyed that. She didn't even know it.
So I done said a perky will turn a bad bitch into a busto.
Hey, but y'all gotta remember, that's what they was doing back when Cosby was doing that, though. Like, people was all, that was their thing. That was the Molly at the end.
How I look at it, man, you
Quaaludes and shit like
that. You wait 30 to 40 years to come out and be like, this man raped me. Now it's 50 women like, this man raped me. And I'm like, really? You know what I mean? Not to say that
he probably did rape him. He probably raped all of them.
That's what I said. Not to say that it didn't happen, but why would it take this long in order for it to come out? Because
that's why we having this conversation right now, and I understand what you're saying, but that's what we mean by rape culture. Like,
but that's the thing, though. I'm being a rape victim. I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't no way in hell you gonna go no 30 fucking years without saying nothing to somebody, or without your mental being fucked up to the point where, like I said, you try to kill yourself, you be on drugs, or something fucked up else happen. Ain't no way in hell you can go no 30 years and be straight down.
Hence the term.
No way.
A lot of them Bill Cosby, a lot of them Bill Cosby bitches, or whatever that's going on, women. I mean say bitches, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of the accusers, motherfucking, they do have contemporary accounts of it. So they were telling people, but it just never got traction type shit. And you know, and I'm just like, I honestly feel like if a motherfucker say you raped 100 women, then you probably raped at least 50 of them. I don't care. I'm just gonna go with that.
Dave Chappelle said he did something good and he raped.
Yeah.
And he raped.
Put somebody through college, then he raped.
Then he raped. You remember the metaphor he used when he was talking about the superhero? He was like, I can say these lies, but I gotta touch your pussy. You remember that?
Yeah.
Hey, look.
Oh, what?
I can say these lies, but I gotta touch your pussy.
Who said that?
Yeah, something like that. My man was talking about,
yeah. He was on
as public and child friendly.
Yeah. That's like the Netflix show 13 Reasons, but the guy had got off the case because she technically did not say no at all, but since she was forced, he forced her hands down, and she was in so much shock, and she just ended up not saying anything at all and just didn't say nothing. But you can tell with her body language, she didn't want it, but because she didn't say no, they were like, oh, well, we're just going to let him go because you didn't say no. You didn't say that you didn't want it. So that's what I was going to speak of. You know, the partners or the other person's body language, if they act like they're not interested, and this goes for husbands and wives too. Man, you can get raped just like that. You may not want to have sex, but if your wife calls in your face, "Ooh, babe, let's do it," and you really don't want to have sex, technically that's rape. Well, I got quiet.
Yeah, because I'm like, how is that?
I'm listening.
Look,
just like a white person. Look, when a white person needs to just listen. Like
hey,
look, we talking about rape culture. When a woman start talking, I'ma listen.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel bad for the young lady that's on here too.
Man, oh my God, that shit crazy. Like I got a daughter, man. That shit, man.
Sometimes you're in so much shock that there is nothing you can say. Honestly, sometimes you're just left speechless. Like sometimes you in so much traumatic stress. It's so much trauma going on with your body, especially, you know, at a young age when something like that is happening to you. Sometimes no ain't even an answer that could come out of your mouth. You just clench up. That happens to people all the time.
My body getting tight now talking about it. I mean, I did my therapy and shit like that for it, but I'm not gonna lie, there are still some nights where I have dreams and all I see is like him hovering over me and shit still, and that shit really fucks me up. Like, But at the end of the day, I feel like I don't want to, I hate to say this, that everything happened for a reason, but I feel like we all go through certain struggles on our own, if it's not the same to the next person, for us to be molded into who we are. And now maybe I can help other younger women who have been through it and don't know how to speak on it or whatever the case is. Because if I'd have looked at it any other way, I wouldn't be talking to y'all right now. I'd have been killed my motherfucking self, because that shit was so stressful. Because it was like, I used to think about, like, I wanted to be the type of person that saved my virginity for when I got married. I wanted to do the whole dream fairy tale shit, you know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where, like, I'm 13 and I got it taken from me. And what happens when I become an adult and I want to lay with somebody and I got to tell them that I lost my innocence at 13? And you know, the way the world is nowadays, people will just think that you was easy. You know what I'm saying? So it's to the point where I literally had to put my shit up on Facebook to prove to people, like, look, I act the way I do because of this shit. And I shouldn't have to prove myself to no fucking body. But because of the...
It's a shame that you even got to go to that length, because people don't want to believe that shit like this go on.
You all right?
Yeah, I don't get that either. That's crazy. Yeah.
Hey, thank you for being brave enough to share that, though. And I hope this can get out. I hope this gets out to somebody.
Thank my therapist, because she really helped. I ain't gonna lie, she helped the fuck out of me. Because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. Like I said, and then now I have trust issues with men on top of it, and it just like it gets to the point where it's like.
Of course, that's a natural side effect.
Yeah.
It's hard for relationships though, because if there's no trust, there's no relationship.
Right, it's hard for you to actually genuinely give that person a chance because of your past. So yeah, I understand that too.
So I would imagine on your mental, it make you harder to want to open up to men and and carry on the way
it make you uncomfortable. Because just like she said, it
just around men, to make you uncomfortable, probably.
I don't like being around men like
I get
that.
it. I got you. I understand exactly what you mean, and it's so fucked up that it's like.
What you did today was very brave of you.
No, and I appreciate that insight. That's why I said when you start talking, you say I was quiet. You're damn right. I'm listening. I appreciate that insight, and it's fucked up, man. I don't get it. I don't understand how niggas is just like, well, not niggas in the term of black people, but like
men. That's what it is, men.
I don't understand why men are just like, they think that that's okay. Like,
I blame it on the music and television.
Well, yeah, but before music and television, they were still doing it. So
Yeah,
what I'm saying is like, more like it's more prevalent. But it ain't because they're doing it more. It's just more motherfuckers recording it or telling their stories or whatever. Like it ain't like it's any different in the amount of the occurrence that was going on. It's just, I just think like motherfuckers people like that, they don't understand that, they just own their own. Like, I could never even get past that point. Like,
I think it's a lot to do with
lack of knowledge too. Like, little boys that touch on little girls' parts and when they be in school and stuff. It start with that. It starts with the lack of knowledge.
Right.
People sexualizing kids and teaching kids this shit at an early age, and they shouldn't be knowing nothing about. I just had an experience with my 4-year-old son, and I was like, every time I go over to my brother's house, he always want to see some ass and titties. I'm like, he's 4 years old. He don't need to know about that. You know what I mean? Why are you trying to show him something that he's not even mentally ready for?
Like, I know this is kind of a little bit off subject, but I had a best friend of 16 years, and her son about 5 years old now, and I had to cut the friendship off because this little boy know every Gucci Man song, know every song on the motherfucking radio, but he don't know his alphabet for shit. Don't know really how to count. Don't know shit. And I'm telling her, like, I can't have that around my daughter, and that's not the kind of friends I want because you teaching your son the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be the fucking stereotype of what a black man is supposed to be in a white person's eyes, and that's not what the fuck is up. You supposed to raise him to be a fucking king, not a goddamn thug. Like, to me, it kind of pissed me the fuck off because Like, you should know, but we should want better for our children. You know what I'm saying? And this go for every fucking body, for the white people. Like, at the end of the day, racism is something that is taught. We all bleed the same color. And when a child is born, they see no fucking color. They see humans. They have to be taught the fucking colors.
Say that then.
Like, so to me, it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, say that shit again.
Fact.
They
That's
to me,
all
they
my
taught
son
everything. They
looking at
taught
colors.
dialect.
You don't know that shit until you start telling me.
But let me ask y'all this real quick too before I get off, because I gotta get ready for bed. I gotta work in the morning. I feel my daughter is mixed, and I've already told my mother if she bring home a white boyfriend, I'm going to be upset, because my father is Mexican and my mother is white. But I do not like white people because my white side of the family disowned me when I got 15 and pregnant with her because she was black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have been through the worst of the worst, and I know how white people are. When they disown you, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? I was taken out of my wills, my grandmother's will, every fucking thing. Left the fence for my fucking self. And they want to throw it, oh, because you were 15 and pregnant. Don't try to, that wasn't that. It's because my baby black, because y'all don't associate with me. Y'all don't invite us to no family reunions. We don't get invited to church, not none of that shit. But my other cousin who had a baby a year after me, she go every fucking where with him.
Well,
Like,
we're not going to question your dedication to what you believe in for the simple fact you had to not deal with.
You had to go get on here.
Well, you got a better perspective. Like you're looking at it from the inside out, and that's like a different type of perspective. So
and it hurts though, because when I get up in the morning, I hate looking at my skin, y'all. I swear to God I do, because I feel like I was born the wrong color. You know how like some people feel like I was supposed to be born a man or I was supposed to be born a woman. I don't know what I was supposed to be born, but it ain't white.
Don't feel like that. What you're gonna do is
don't look at color then.
within yourself.
That's like gender shit.
You're gonna project what you need to project into the world.
It's people out here that's like they was born in
It's all about your energy.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer there ain't no such thing as race. It's only the human race, right? You know what I mean? You got different nationalities and ethnicities amongst that human race, but that's it. You know what I mean? And we get so sidetracked by the color of a person's skin that we don't even give them the benefit of the doubt or get to know them when you could just be really genuinely good human beings.
Jane Goodall. Just watch everything by Jane Goodall. Read all the books.
Man, I did, and I was disappointed at the ending when that damn gorilla went and killed her in the damn tent. But
No, wait. You know what? That's the monkey. That's the monkey. Like, no, I
don't believe that happened. I think it was some culture.
Listen. I got the name wrong. Her name is Jane Elliott. I'm sorry. Jane Elliott.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least we know he don't like
everything by her, bro. Just. I'm telling you, she on point. Right, Jane Elliott.
Turn that up and down for me, 350.
Well,
all right. Well, I'm gonna call this a day. I'm gonna get this stuff uploaded and everything. And this was amazing. Actually, keeps getting better. Honestly,
this was a good episode. I believe that.
Considering,
I'll most definitely keep tuning in.
I was about to say, when the next one?
I like the
next Tuesday, right?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, what? 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
I want to say this before we cut this thing off, because like we were talking about mental health, right? So I'm a firm believer in, kind words to a stranger ain't never hurt nobody. You don't never really know what somebody's dealing with until you actually speak to them. So try to be kind to your fellow human beings.
And
absolutely.
On that note, absolutely. It's been real.
I needed this. I needed this today, y'all. Don't you know?
All right,
All right.